Ready for a fun adventure? We're heading into a lovely green forest to meet two special friends. Let's go! Once upon a sunny morning, in a cozy corner of the woods, there lived a kind and gentle pigeon named Peva. She was a beautiful bird with feathers as white as clouds. Peva had built her nest high up in a tall, leafy tree that stood proudly beside a sparkling, clear river. The river gurgled and giggled as it flowed, telling stories to the stones and fish. Down below, right at the foot of that very same tree, nestled among the roots, was the bustling home of a tiny ant named Timo. Timo was small, yes, but he had a heart full of courage and a spirit full of fun. He and his family worked hard every day, gathering food and keeping their home tidy. Now, Peva and Timo weren't just neighbors. They were the best of friends. Every single morning, like clockwork, Peva would have her breakfast in her nest. And she would always make sure to break off little crumbs from her berry bread or nutty seeds and drop them gently down to the ground. Timo and his family would rush out, their little antennae wiggling with excitement. "Thank you, Peva," Timo would shout up, his tiny voice filled with gratitude. He would wave one of his tiny hands in the air. "You're the best friend in the entire forest." Peva would coo softly in reply, her heart warmed by their friendship. She loved watching the little ants scurry about, carrying the crumbs she shared. It was their special morning ritual, a simple act of kindness that connected the big bird in the sky with the tiny ant on the ground. Their friendship was a perfect example of how different creatures could care for one another, making the whole forest a happier place to be. One particularly hot afternoon, the sun beat down on the forest, making the air warm and sleepy. The leaves on the trees drooped a little, and most animals were resting in the cool shade. Timo, feeling very thirsty, decided to leave his anthill and make his way to the riverbank for a refreshing drink of water. He carefully navigated the pebbles and blades of grass, humming a little ant tune to himself. He reached the edge of the river, where the water looked so cool and inviting. He leaned forward to take a sip, but just at that moment, a sudden, strong gust of wind came whistling through the trees. It rustled the leaves loudly and was so powerful that it knocked poor little Timo off his feet. Splash! He tumbled head over heels right into the rushing water. The river, which usually seemed so gentle, was surprisingly strong for a tiny ant. The current grabbed him and started pulling him away from the shore. "Help!" Timo cried, his small voice almost lost in the sound of the flowing water. He kicked his little legs and paddled with all his might, but he was getting tired, and the shore seemed to be getting farther and farther away. He was scared. The world was a swirling blur of blue and green, and he felt so small and helpless. From her high nest, Peva was enjoying the afternoon breeze when she heard Timo's faint cry. She looked down and saw her tiny friend struggling in the middle of the river. Her heart skipped a beat. She saw the panic in his movements and knew he was in terrible danger. Without a single moment of hesitation, Peva sprang into action. She knew she had to think fast. Her sharp eyes scanned the branches of her tree and spotted the perfect tool, a large, sturdy green leaf. With a swift movement, she plucked the big leaf from its branch with her beak. Then, flying with incredible precision, she swooped down towards the river. She circled once to check the current, then gently dropped the leaf into the water, landing like a tiny green boat. "Timo, climb on!" Peva shouted, her voice clear and strong, cutting through the noise of the river. Seeing the leaf floating towards him, Timo felt a surge of hope. He used the last of his strength to swim towards it. He grabbed onto the edge of the leaf and pulled himself up, collapsing onto its flat surface, panting and shivering. The leaf was his lifeboat. It rocked gently on the water, carrying him safely away from the dangerous current and towards the riverbank. When he finally floated to the shore, he hopped off, still trembling from the cold and the fear. He looked up at Peva, who had landed on a low branch to watch over him. His heart was overflowing with gratitude. "You saved my life, Peva," he said, his voice full of emotion. "Thank you. I will never, ever forget what you did for me today." Peva cooed softly, just happy that her little friend was safe. Days turned into weeks, and life in the forest returned to its peaceful rhythm. The memory of the rescue made Peva and Timo's bond even stronger. They continued their morning routine, but now their greetings were filled with an even deeper sense of friendship and trust. One afternoon, a hunter slipped into the forest, moving quietly through the underbrush. With a bow and arrows in hand, he scanned the trees, creeping closer to the river, his steps muffled by soft moss. His sharp eyes caught a flash of white high up. It was Peva, blissfully perched on her favorite branch, preening her feathers in the sunlight. The hunter eyed her as an easy target, quietly knocking an arrow and taking aim. Timo was gathering seeds for winter when he spotted a shadow overhead. Looking up, he froze. There was the hunter, bow aimed right at Peva's tree. His heart raced. No way! His best friend, the one who saved him, was in serious trouble. Panic hit him. I've got to do something. I can't let her get hurt. Timo wasted no time and dropped the seed. With courage and love for his friend, he scrambled up the hunter's rough boot, focused on one thing, making a distraction. Timo spotted the hunter's ankle, took a breath, and bite. He chomped down with all his strength. Ouch! The hunter yelped, dropping his bow as he jerked his leg. The arrow shot up into the sky, missing its target completely. Peva opened her eyes and instantly got what had happened. With a powerful flap, she took off into the sky, her stunning white wings gleaming in the sunlight. She circled above, spotting the hunter hopping around, nursing his ankle. Then she saw her brave little friend, Timo, scurrying to safety. She landed on a nearby branch and cooed softly, "You saved my life too, my little hero." Gratitude filled her voice as she looked down at him. From that day on, Peva the pigeon and Timo the ant weren't just friends. They became heroes. Their tales spread through the forest, shared by the wind and the river, becoming a legend among all creatures. Kindness always pays off, right? A small act can create unexpected ripples, bringing joy back to you. True friendship isn't about size. It's about the love you share that circles back around. Thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing tales. See you again next time. Bye bye.